Salute to our Blorange Tears fam. What it do? Man, what a crazy game today. Like, I like those uniforms though. Those uniforms with the black and orange and the court black and orange had me hype. I was like, ooh, like, they came out looking like they were ready to play. But yeah, they didn't start off too good, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of feared that with the matchup. Kemba had a nice matchup the other day going against Beverly, but today he went up against Graham, and it kind of showed his defensive lapses on what he brings to the table. If he's not scoring, what I'm saying, he's a defensive liability. So that's what I was kind of worried about. And it wasn't just Kemba, what I'm saying. Julius didn't have a great night offensively. He had 4 points, and he started off, trying to get everybody else involved. He had like I think 5 assists in the first quarter. So I mean, he was looking to get everybody else involved, thinking that he could just turn the switch on at any given time and just get going. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case for tonight, though. When we really needed his production offensively, because a lot of the players, what I'm saying, just weren't on their best performance. Um, I was really impressed with Mitch from the jump, though. What I'm saying, he was just going at Valanciunas. What I'm saying, Jonas, and he was in the post. What I'm saying, he's actually in the post. What I'm saying, turning around, getting nice little post up moves. Um, yeah, he just needs to start setting better screens, though. That's something he's really lazy at, as far as standing straight. What I'm saying, waiting a second or two before he actually turn around. He's kind of doing a little hip check as he sets those screens. Not really being committed to those screens. And speaking of screens, that first quarter had me dying when Randall had brought the ball up, passed it to Fournier. He was about to set a screen for Fournier, and Fournier runs right into him, falls down, and causes a turnover for a fast break. I was like, oh my gosh, is this how it's going to go? This is straight up slapstick comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brandon Ingram catches 2 quick fouls, and I'm like, all right, at this point, just keep attacking them. You know what I'm saying? Like, put your head down. If they're going to keep him in the game, like, you got to make it harder on the team and just get him into foul trouble, get that third foul. So that makes it even more difficult for him to be on the court. I mean, at that point, but he ended up getting hurt. And I don't mean to laugh the way that he got hurt, though. I'm laughing at the point where he took his shoe off and he was on the sideline. And I think Hart stepped on his foot. And then another moment, Burke stepped on his foot. And he was just heated. He just, stood up, threw his shirt on the ground. And that's just kind of how it always happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get a tattoo or something on your arm, like, people are always smacking you in the arm, or you're running into stuff. It just, whenever you have, a pain, it's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, people end up just hurting it even more. So, yeah, he was getting his on the offensive side, but he had different looks, though. Like, he had RJ guarding him. RJ is undersized, 6'6", going up against an elite, what I'm saying, small forward, power forward, whatever you want to call him. He got handles like a guard, though, what I'm saying, and he got that height. Y'all know about Ingram, what I'm saying, but for the most part, what I'm saying, I thought RJ did I wouldn't say terrific job, but he did a good job, what I'm saying, guarding him. And Ingram had different looks, what I'm saying, with the undersized Grimes going at him. Grimes is like 6'4", 6'5", what I'm saying, but Grimes will get all in your chest, what I'm saying, and make it difficult for you to get into your moves. The only problem is he was getting a little too handsy. Instead of playing with his feet, he was trying to reach in and knock that ball away, what I'm saying, and that was causing, what I'm saying, Grimes to get into foul trouble too. I mean, not so much foul trouble, but just get those fouls where you play good defense for the majority of the time, and then the last second you just bail them out by fouling them, what I'm saying. But, I mean, Grimes is a rookie. So for a rookie to go up against, Ingram, you know what I'm saying, an all-star, you know, that's good looking forward, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was okay with that, you know what I'm saying? I was okay with the different looks going at him with those two guys. I was surprised. I wouldn't really say surprised. Julius is more, you know, 250 slower, you know what I'm saying, than Ingram. Ingram's a little too mobile to go up against a Julius Randle, even though Julius is, you know, top 5 of his position as far as on ball defending. But when you're going up against, you know, elite wings with ball handling skills like that, you put a little more
Yeah,
pressure.
man. I hear you, boss. And it's frustrating, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a frustrating game though. I mean, we came out just real lackadaisical on the offense. You know, shout out to Clyde for that. And we just couldn't hit nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we was just clanking, just everything just was brick after brick. We were like 2 for 10. You know what I'm saying, as far as field goals, and we just couldn't, you know what I'm saying, hit the backside of a barn. You know what I'm saying, for nothing. But I was just kind of looking at the positives with you know, I'm a type of person who looks at the glass half full instead of half empty. You know what I'm saying? So as far as Grimes' defense, Mitch going out there, Mitch got a block on Ingram too when he was out on the island. You know what I'm saying, to hit the midi, and Ingram was trying to hit the midi. You know what I'm saying, he got that block on him. So I mean, Mitch is kind of almost back to his original form from when he started off as a rook. You know what I'm saying, with that agileness. You know what I'm saying, to go out there and close out and play defense on guards and small forwards who have that athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, to him to get that block on Ingram, I was like, all right, there you go, Mitch. Not only are you being aggressive down low in the post and holding your own, you know what I'm saying, with the Jonas Valanciunas, but you're also going out there on the island going against these elite wings. So I was really impressed with his energy. You know what I'm saying? Mitch is going to give you that energy regardless, though. But to stay out of foul trouble, you know what I'm saying, and to still be aggressive at the same time is pretty difficult. You know what I'm saying? Especially us talking about Mitch like that, because you know he used to always get into foul trouble. He used to always get fouled out the game. Now, last game, matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, he got fouled out. And then you know what I'm saying, Taj got fouled out. So we know that story. So I'm just trying to get back at the positives on that point. You know what I'm saying? What it do, Kelly? You on mute?
Yo.
What's good? What's good?
My camera on my lap. But what's going on?
I'm just pointing out the you know, the positives of how the beginning of the game started off. Even though us offensively we started off slow, you know what I'm saying. We couldn't hit a shot. You know what I'm saying. We was clanking. The Pelicans was on a 10-0 run in the beginning of the first quarter, the first half of it. You know what I'm saying, but you know, defensively, you know, it was Mitch, and offensively, it was Mitch. Surprisingly, you know what I'm saying, like him and Kemba were the only cats that had the point, you know, that had points in the beginning of that first quarter. You know what I'm saying, when the Pelicans had 14 and we had 10, there was like 3 minutes and some change left, and Mitch had 6 points and Kemba had 6 points. I mean 4 points. You know what I'm saying? Right. So our fearless leader in Jules, you know what I'm saying, was nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? RJ was nowhere to be found.
And anywhere to be found.
Yeah, Evan was a no-show. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, you know, going against a team that's, you know, below 500, just like us, I wouldn't say like, I mean, we kind of did expect to win, but we only expected to win if everybody showed up, and everybody didn't show up, and that was the case where they had more energy and more players that were, you know, willing to make the extra pass, willing to dive after the rock, you know what I'm saying, willing to crash the boards, you know what I'm saying, and we just didn't have that energy to match with them in the beginning, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said, though, Jules had 5 assists in the first quarter trying to get everybody else involved. But yeah, we just offensively we just didn't have it, you know what I'm saying? Did you get a chance to watch the game? Or
yeah, I watched the whole game for the most part, yeah.
Okay.
It was depressing, man. It was actually depressing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was like I said, yeah, it was really But that second quarter, though, that second quarter, I was ready to grab my boxing gloves and put my mouthpiece in. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to, put my hands up and throw some jabs and a couple counter punches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was hyped with that second quarter, though. But
right,
it was just crazy. I thought we was gonna see another episode of the Malice in the Palace. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought they was about to start throwing. You know what I'm saying? And putting, throwing hands and stuff. So I was like, it almost got to that point. There's tees that were being thrown out. Jules got a tee. Thibs got a tee. You know what I'm saying? And I think even Campbell got a tee towards the end of the second quarter. But yeah, it was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, those calls, we just weren't getting those calls. They're just letting them play physical. There's a difference between letting them play physical and just getting beat down in the post. You know what I'm saying? With the way Julius was just getting basically macked around. You know what I'm saying? And he was getting real frustrated with that. So that was like right before he hit that little buzzer beater. And what was that kid? Hart had caught 3 quick ones too, and went to the bench. You know what I'm saying? And tore his jersey. Have you ever been that frustrated, Kelly, where you tore your jersey?
Where I did what to the jersey?
So you ever been that frustrated where you tore your jersey?
No, but I mean, I can get that frustrated,
Yeah.
Wait, man, look at these comments. But yes, I can get that frustrated. One thing, Jules got to stop acting like a girl, man. I'm sorry. Randall got to stop acting like a girl, man. He has to stop, man. He has to stop with all that, man. You team leader, you got to stop. That's just my opinion.
No, I hear it's too much complaining though. There's a certain time and a certain place. You know what I'm saying? But like I mentioned at the end of the half, you know what I'm saying, when he hit that little kind of like little floater to end the game, he talked to the ref right before that happened. But the buzzer already went off though. You know what I'm saying? Like, the buzzer already went off. It's already halftime. He's already going to the locker room, and he says something to the ref, and he tees him up.
Right.
At that point, you know what I'm saying, the whistle has already been blown. You know what I'm saying? It's already halftime. What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the time where you're supposed to go bark at the refs. You know what I'm saying? It's a dead ball. Game over.
They'll give you one at the start of the third, but yeah, that is the time to bark at the ref.
Yeah. Like, he's already in his feelings, and I get it at that point. Like I said, it was getting out of hand. Kemba had got caught with a bow, you know what I'm saying, to his eye, so he's pissed. You know what I'm saying? And these referees aren't calling nothing. And I don't know if you heard though, but the NBA had mentioned that the last game that the referees did miss a lot of those calls. You know what I mean? So, like, they're still doing it though. You know what I'm saying? They're still missing calls. Doesn't make it better? No, it just makes more of the players, you know what I'm saying, frustrated. So I get that, you know what I'm saying? And it was on both sides. Like I mentioned, it wasn't just on the Knicks side. Josh Hart caught 3 ones and ripped his jersey on the side. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ever ripped my jersey before, you know what I'm saying, during the game though. But we had a 1-1 game previous. I'm talking about me back in the day. And then we were heading to the bus, and it was just a full out brawl. You know what I'm saying? Like, my teammates are brawling. You know what I'm saying? And then I just had to jump in there. Well, next thing you know, I get my sweater snatched up, ripped up. I turn around, square up, and it's my coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. But then, you know what I'm saying, I had this female sew up my sweater the next day. But it wasn't the same after that. But I ain't never tore my own clothes, you know what I'm saying, in a fight or during the game. Like, that's just a different thing though. But I get it though. I get it with the frustration. Yeah, at that point I was just like, how is this game gonna look? Are we gonna start getting players throwing out the game? You know what I'm saying? Is Thibs gonna get thrown out the game finally? Are we gonna get a look at Johnny Bryant? I mean, is Jules getting thrown out the game? What's like, all this is running through my mind. Like what's the rotations gonna look like? I mean, this is getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was just crazy. And then the third quarter pops up, and yeah, it was just soup. Like it was. How'd you feel about that third quarter? Let me get your perspective on the whole thing.
I mean, as always, the only bright spot is the energy displayed at the end of the game. That's the that's the one bright spot we could walk away with is the energy. As always, it got us close. I think we narrowed it to about, I don't know if it was 9-10. That's the closest we got this game. And that's the only bright spot from this game.
Yeah, because that third quarter, I was like, oh my god, they just came out just as slow as they did in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? And then they're turning the ball over. Then you start seeing you start hearing boos from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? On Randall. And then when he threw the ball away, you know what I'm saying? Who did he throw the ball away to? I don't remember exactly who threw the ball away, but on the very next play, he gets the ball. No, that was the same play. He gets the ball stolen. What it was, and then he goes and gets a block on Hart, and the crowd starts kind of like cheering at that point. So I mean, if you do bad, you're gonna get booed. You know what I'm saying? And if you do good, you're gonna get your flowers. So I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to hear it from both sides. You know what I'm saying? So you can't let that get you out your game. You feel me? Like I don't know. I was just like a roller coaster of a ride where emotions were just like, all right, we're in this game, and then
too many. Salute.
What it do, G Money? Salute.
Suleiman, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean,
yeah,
not too happy about the loss though, but it was kind of fool's gold towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Salute, Coley. Salute, man. It's hard for me watching this team this year, man. It's really hard watching this team this year. To me, man, this Knicks team has no passion. Last year's team had passion and grit. This year's team, man, they jack too many threes, don't guard the interior, give up layups, don't share the ball. They complain too much. I understand there's some bad calls, but tonight we had more free throws than the Pelicans, so I'm not going to complain about the refs. Also, Julius Randle was garbage tonight. In my opinion, RJ Barrett to me didn't have a real impact when I watched the game. The stats may look good when I watched the game. It didn't feel impactful points to me in this game. Evan Fournier's been inconsistent all year. Kemba Walker was bad tonight. This team plays with no sense of urgency. Salute, Coley. This team plays with no sense of urgency, no sense of pride, they have no character, man, this year. Last year's team has so much heart, so much will, so much passion. Thibodeau, man, his rotations are trash, man. It's like I've pretty much given up on the season. It's not even funny. The fact that we played so well. We were 8-3 in our last 11 games going to the 4-game homestand, right? We will have a golden opportunity to take advantage of this homestand and put yourself on the right foot going on this 3-game road trip with Cleveland, Miami, and Milwaukee, and you come out. You lose to the Hornets without LaMelo Ball and Kelly Oubre. You lose to the Timberwolves. Say what you want about the referees, but the fact is that you had a 5-point lead with 3 minutes to go and lost. And in this game, you're down 25 to a Pelicans team without Zion, and Ingram got hurt at the end, and we still couldn't pull it off. It's like
he brought us back though. Not to cut you off though, but look who brought us back though in the game. I'm saying it definitely wasn't the starters. You know what I'm saying?
It was the bench. The bench brought us back in the game
once again,
man.
And that was kind of what was happening in the beginning of the year. Was our strength was our bench. You know what I'm saying? Those were that was the lineup that was always bringing us back in the games when we was down and out. But
so right.
No. That's kind of what I was just kind of getting. Mm-hmm. I like that lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Facts.
Unfortunately, Obi was a no-show with that lineup. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was giving energy. Everybody was, you know what I'm saying? Especially Burks, you know what I'm saying? He was getting those offensive boards, and And Mitch was just gassed, you know what I'm saying? He was
Mitch was trying, but he was tired, yeah.
He was gassed. He was giving you all he had, you know what I'm saying? He was, and you could tell by those free throws, like he usually does have those beeline free throws, but these were like straight no art whatsoever. Just he didn't even take like the full 10 seconds to shoot the free throws, which
Nice.
Claude was talking about. He was like, man, take your time, get your breath, you know what I'm saying? Take those deep breaths, you know what I'm saying? But I knew, I was like, at that point, I'm like, he's gonna hit a couple B lines. We need those offensive boards, you know what I'm saying? So you need to not be the one underneath the basket, you gotta be closer to the free throw line.
Mhm.
Hoping Obi was gonna use the athleticism to get those boards, but it was, you know what I'm saying, our veteran Burks who came through to save the day with those offensive boards though. And
Right. Yeah, man. And then, right, I mean, our bench. I mean, I know our bench is kind of cooled off offensively, but our bench tonight, really, tonight tried their best to bring us back in the game. They put within 9 or 10 around that in the fourth quarter because they were sharing the ball. But I'm like, where is this energy to start the game? It's like, to me, man, it's like I pretty much have given up on the season. I don't see us making the playoffs this year. And even if we do make the playoffs, we're going to get destroyed in the first round. To me, I don't go off hypotheticals. I don't. Because we have lost to injured teams all year. I don't go off hypotheticals. You know what I mean? I don't go off, if this team's hurt, this and now. No, we can get injured too. So I don't go off hypotheticals. You get what I'm saying?
I just want to piggyback off that though, but because you can't go by injured players, you know what I'm saying? Because what happens? What happens? What's our MO? You know what I'm saying? The no-name player always gets their career high against them. You know what I'm saying?
Alvarado tonight.
Yeah, Avocado. Yeah, Avocado.
Who was he going to this game?
I don't even know where Alvarado came from.
Brooklyn.
He was lighting us up, you know what I'm saying? I was like, who is this dude? It's always that no-name cat, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I was just trying to go along with what you were saying though, but
and even if we make a move at the deadline, the season might be over by that time. The season might be over by that time. We make by the deadline because teams will get better too. Do we think of that for a moment? So that's why I'm saying that I've given up on the season this year, in my opinion. That's just me.
Right. Wait, say that again, G Money. Say that last part. You said you give up.
I have given up on the season this year because think about it. We can make a trade all we want, but here's the thing: the season may be over by that time, and like I said. We don't know how Cam Reddish is going to look when he comes back. We don't know how he's going to look when he comes back. And Obi Toppin, he's not going to – Obi is a good player, but he's not going to flourish here because Thibs is going to play him. Yes, Obi has certain things he has to work on. Yes, he has certain things Obi needs to work on. He needs to be a better post player, needs to get a jump shot. But I'm just saying that Obi, to me, he's not going to blossom in New York. We just got to be honest.
Well, that's because Rose is gone, though. You know what I'm saying? Rose was unlocking him. There's a couple times where IQ missed not only Obi, but he missed Mitch on the oops too, though. It's because IQ's not a natural point guard. You know what I'm saying? And me running the point, you know what I'm saying? I used to you have to have that chemistry with your big man and have that timing down. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of times where my guys missed the oop, and I'm like, okay, we're practicing. We're gonna do it over again. We're gonna do it over. This is where I'm gonna put the ball at. You know what I'm saying? Expect it. You know what I'm saying? Be ready. So when you don't have that chemistry, you don't have that connection, you're missing guys on the oop, and IQ looks for his points first before he's looking to get the ball. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Once he had that mentality where I got to score, we start, you know what I'm saying? That's when we got on that run, you know what I'm saying? That's when we were when we looked good because he didn't have to think about getting others involved, you know what I'm saying? All he had to do was get his own. And that's why he plays better at the two. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We also ball watch so much. I'm sorry for interrupting you, man. I'm apologize.
You good.
We also ball watch. We don't double team. We don't clog the paint like we did last year. It's like we ball watch so much. We don't close out to the shoots. We don't fight through screens, man. And we complain too much to the referees. I understand the officiating is bad sometimes, but there are times in which the referees are giving us calls too. Let's be honest. There have been times too they're giving us calls too. So it's like, and we can't even make free throws. We missed 12 free throws today, man. It's like we lost by 11, but man, last year's team shared the ball, found the open man, hustle back on D, share the raw. Everyone knew their role last year, in my opinion. This year's team, it doesn't mesh though. RJ Barrett, even though he's improved his game a little bit, he improved his game. It's still gonna take him some time though. Julius Randle, we can agree that he's not been the same player as last year. Last year, Randle last year was a beast with his mid-range and mix it up until in the playoffs, which the Hawks exposed it. But this year, Randall means complaining too much. He's not hustling back on D. His shot selection has not been that good. I don't know, man. It's ridiculous. Evan Fournier, oh my God. Evan Fournier's been inconsistent all year. One game he can have the amazing game he had against the Wolves and the Celtics, and then he can have the dud that he had against the Hornets and tonight against the Pelicans.
Tonight, yeah, he only had 6 points though.
2 of 8, and shot selection is bad, man. He sells for too many threes. And Kemba is a good player, but I knew Kemba was not going to work because this isn't Charlotte Kemba. Because right now he has bad knees. He's more injury prone. Kemba Walker, when he was healthy, could create his own shot. You saw when could create his own shot, can break down through the teeth of the D. This isn't Kemba Walker. Ha ha. See Mac. Ha ha ha. See Mac. Ha ha. It's just, I don't know, man.
If he can do that, though, like, I don't mind if Kemba can do that. If Kemba comes out there and produces and he's breaking the defense down, he's getting to the cup, he's scoring, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you're going to get scored on too. But when you're not producing offensively and you're just trotting around on defense, because I was watching, you know what I'm saying? He's not fighting through screens. He's going under screens, kind of like slow motion. Then when another player on the opposing team penetrates to the cup, he kind of goes in house. What are you helping, Kemba? You're not helping anybody. Stay on your man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? Strip the ball or nah? Just let him go 1-on-1. And you're guarding Graham. Graham has the highest 3-point percentage in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So why would you leave him out there to pop those trays? No, stay on your mans. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. Unfortunately, fortunately, he wasn't on fire in the beginning of the game, but once he caught fire towards the end, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needed to just stay on him the whole time. And
right.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. You know what
I agree, man. And Devontae Graham in that third quarter, he got open shots from the pick and pop in the third quarter, hit tough three, especially at the left corner in the fourth quarter. It's like Devontae started off a little slowly, but in the second half, he got more assertive. Valanciunas at times killed us in the paint. At times, hit the mid-range, got some rebounds. Even Alfredo, his jumper was falling for him. I mean, our bench brought us back after being out 25 in the fourth quarter, but it's just at the hole we did ourselves into, really due to the fact that there's not enough give and goes, there's not enough pick and pops, there's not enough pick and rolls, and the fact that we're not sharing the ball like we did last year. I know we were bad offensively last year, but we got better later in the regular season. I just felt that this roster doesn't fit. This team doesn't fit, though.
They just don't trust each other, like you said. Like, the chemistry is off. I don't know if you saw last game where Julius was driving to the cup. He kicked out to Grimes, who was in the corner. The ball kind of went out of bounds. It was a little off, and he's yelling, going backwards, like, and it sounded like, "That's why I don't trust you. That's why I don't throw it to Rooks." You know what I'm saying? And he kind of just was mad because that's who he is. You know, he's not. It takes a lot for Julius to trust somebody. You know what I'm saying? He was waving off RJ in the beginning of his rookie year, and the only chemistry that he had last year was Bullock.
Right, and before you go, Kaiser's Souls. If we lost to the Pelicans tonight, it's not a guarantee we're going to beat the Clippers. If we can lose to the Hornets without LaMelo Ball, we can lose to the Clippers without Paul George. Don't forget, this is the same Clippers team.
We lost to the Magic twice. You know what I'm saying?
At home. This is the same Clippers team to beat the Nets in Brooklyn. I'm not saying the Clippers are great without PG and Kawhi. They're not. But the Knicks have been trash at home virtually all year, other than that 5-game streak we had. So don't guarantee that we're going to beat the Clippers at home, because who knows in that game? Reggie Jackson might go off in that game. Zubac might down us in the paint. Who knows? Maybe Batum or someone might go off, man. It's like, I don't know, man. And we lost to the Raptors at home without Siakam and Scotty Barnes. We lost to the Cavs at the time without Love and Markkanen. We barely beat the Rockets at home, man. What else? Like, heck, we almost lost to the Pistons. It's like, I don't know, man.
You can't put no team past you the way we're playing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So, do you see any bright spots in tonight's game? Like, was there anybody's game where you're like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Are you talking about players that I thought played hard for New York?
Yeah.
I thought Grimes showed some effort a little bit. I thought Grimes played some good D here and there. I thought, even though Quigley was chucking up shots, I thought he was trying to be aggressive. Mitchell Robinson played his butt off tonight, showing energy on the glass, lobs. I thought he played his butt off. Mitchell Robinson hustled tonight.
That was like one of his best games, you know what I'm saying, offensive and defensively, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
He probably had a career high on he ended up with 17 points, you know what I'm saying, and 15 boards.
Right, crashing the offensive glass, getting block shots, giving us some extra opportunities. He played his butt off. He played his butt. I don't think Reggie Jackson is out. I doubt it, but I'm just saying is that I can't guarantee a win against the Clippers because, like I said, we have lost to injured teams all year, though. It's like we have lost to hobble teams all year. And like I said, the Clippers beat the Nets without Kawhi and PG. And they also beat the Suns without Kawhi and PG. So don't rule it out that the Clippers can go to MSG. Yeah, Coley?
No, so they almost beat the Nuggets last night. Wasn't for that game.
They almost did. If it wasn't for some mistakes down the stretch on Aaron Gordon, the game was tied, so we don't know how that game would have turned out. But if he missed that shot, it could have gone to overtime. And the schedule's getting harder. You got Cleveland, who's been on fire. They lost to Chicago, but they're on fire. You have Miami, who kills us most of the time because of their depth.
Man.
Milwaukee. Remember, I know we beat them in Milwaukee early in the season, but remember, the Bucks we beat them in Milwaukee. They're going to come out hungry in that game on Friday because they had that game back in their head. Like, they don't want us to go back in their building. You get what I'm saying? Like, Milwaukee's going to play harder. And then in February, we got Memphis, LA, you got Denver, Utah, Golden State, Portland, Brooklyn, Miami, Philly. There's Portland in there. I don't see where we make the playoffs. March might be over. You got Phoenix in there in March. I mean, I'm also rooting for the Suns still, by the way. So, because I want to see the Suns win, because one, I like CP3, I like Devin Book, I like DeAndre. I like the whole team. So
I was rooting for them during the end of the playoffs too. I was hoping CP3 got that ring finally.
True. He has a shot this year, man. But time will tell by playoff time. But I don't see us making the playoffs, man. I'm pretty much giving up on the season this year because I just don't trust this roster to be consistent. Remember, we started off great 5-1 because everyone knew their role. And even when we were 5-1, we were even battling at the end with Boston, double overtime, New Orleans. But the problem with this,
we were grinding it out, though. We were grinding it out.
We were grinding out wins. We were finding a way to win games. We were finding our identity at the time. Mm-hmm. Everyone knew our role. To me, everyone knew the role early last year and early this season. Now I'm not seeing the same chemistry, and even Thibodeau, I'm not seeing it's all on Thibs. I'm not. He deserves some blame, some sort of blame. His rotation sometimes can be very, very questionable.
He just takes too long to pull the trigger on pulling cats out when they're not producing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it. And early in the season, he knew when to pull guys out. Even last year, he knew when to pull guys out. Why all of a sudden you think that your stars are just going to keep you in the game? You see that your team's
but there are stars. They're not NBA. You know what I'm saying? They're not around the league stars. You know what I'm saying? He's treating them like they're around the league. Wilson. Around the league stars. No, they just happen to be stars on our team by default because we don't have a true number one and two. You know what I'm saying? And we're playing all these cats out of position. You know what I'm saying? When IQ was bringing the ball out, he shouldn't have been the point guard at that time. If Burks was the point guard starting, you know what I'm saying, when Kemba and Rose were out, why is IQ now the point guard with the second unit when Burks is also in there as well? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? His handle's just not tight enough either yet. You know what I'm saying? He dribbles the ball way too far out, you know what I'm saying? So that's like I mentioned, he's playing out of positions too. You know what I'm saying? So once we start actually bringing players in that play their position, we look a whole lot better.
Right. Like you said, we need players that knows their role and that can fit in the system and they're unselfish. Last year's team to me was unselfish. Last year's team had continuity. Last year's team to me understood, right, who they were and were not trying to do things that they were not accustomed of. Not, you get what I'm saying? Last year,
like we knew Alfred Payton wasn't gonna shoot a three. You know what I'm saying? He was gonna penetrate. You know what I'm saying? He was gonna kick out. You know what I'm saying? we knew Bullock wasn't going to take anybody off the bounce. He was just going to wait in the elbow in the corner and wait for somebody to kick it to him. He's going to pop.
And we had bloodhounds defensively.
So yeah, those
we
players
also had
do their roles.
bloodhounds.
You know what I'm saying?
And also, we had bloodhounds defensively. Bullock was a great defender. Even though Alfred Payne was not great offensively, he was a good defender. Also, RJ's had a good season. Even though he's kind of tailed off the past few games, RJ's had a pretty good season. Randall had a great season. He knew he exploited mismatches last year. My thing with this year's team, man, other than the 5-1 start, I just felt that the rotations haven't been the same. The system has not been that good. We're just not putting the players of guys who deserve to,
like Grimes. Grimes needs more minutes.
Grimes is playing well.
He's shooting 40% in trays, you know what I'm saying, and playing hard-nosed defense on multiple players in different positions, you know what I'm saying? That alone as a defensive-minded set coach should tell you this cat needs more playing time because that's what he's going to give you, you know what I'm saying, every time he hits the hardwood floor is defense and hitting 40% of threes. So to me, why he's not getting more playing time
it's ridiculous. It doesn't make no sense. And even McBride, don't forget, remember during that span early in December, he was playing well too. Great defense, can hit the people. McBride was playing well this season too. I mean, Jericho Sims, remember that one game versus the Wizards in which he was giving us energy? I think he had salute Cano. He was giving us 6 points off the bench because of his energy, offensive boards and stuff.
I really do like our rooks, though. You know what I'm saying? They all, like you said,
we have good rookies.
Like you mentioned about
yeah.
But it's just too early right now for McBride, you know what I'm saying, Deuce to run the team, you know what I'm saying, as a rookie, you know what I'm saying. He's not quite there yet, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't need to get any run with the second unit. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially at like a game like tonight, you know what I'm saying, he could have ran the point. You could have had IQ at the shooting guard. You could have had Burks. You could have had Burks and Grimes and went small ball. You could have had all shooters out there because, like I said, Obi kind of just laid another egg out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He wasn't grabbing boards. He wasn't getting oops. You know what I'm saying? And I would have with the energy like that, with the energy and hard-nosed defense, at least we needed stops at the end of the game. We needed stops. We were scoring, but we needed stops to keep that momentum going, and we didn't have those stops at that moment, you know what I'm saying? And I think with a Deuce and a Grimes out there, you know what I'm saying, playing full court press at 94 feet, you know what I'm saying, we would have put a lot of pressure on them, and maybe we could have caused some turnovers, some easy layups, you know what I'm saying, and in those crucial moments, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know what McBride has done where he gets no burn at all.
I don't know, man. I'm not saying they should get a whole lot of minutes. That's not what I'm saying. Because he still got, but at least sprinkle, at least rotate, like shuffle your line. That's what I'm saying, Thibs. Thibodeau. The problem with Thibodeau this year compared to last year, really, the thing with Thibodeau this year is that his rotations to me have not been good this season. Have not been that good this season compared to last year and even earlier to start this year when we were 5-1. I felt this year trusted starters way too much this year compared to last year. It's like I don't know, man. It's like also we don't force enough turnovers. Last year's team forced enough turnovers. We don't ball pressure enough. You know what I mean, guys? We don't ball pressure enough.
We only do that with the youngins, you know what I'm saying, with the second unit. Those are the only ones that are press you, know what I'm saying, get in your chest, you know what I'm saying. Everybody else acts like they're too good to play defense, you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know, man.
God.
I just think this team sucks. I don't know.
This team's garbage, man. I've given up on this season, man. I may not watch another game this year, man. It's like, why would I watch more pain and agony this year? Last year's team was so fun to watch. Because they played – because last year's team had no real expectation and play and overachieve. You know what I'm saying? Last year's team wasn't expected to be as good as they were, winning 41 games. But you know what? They, like I said, they knew who they were and knew their role. And everyone – and there was no ego, in my opinion. There was no ego last year. Now you're seeing Randall doing this to the fans at times. You're seeing Kemba being banged up. He's in and out of the lineup. Fournier being inconsistent. RJ coming and going. Even though RJ's had a good year, don't get me wrong, but there's times he comes and goes. Robinson's had a good stretch, but he's hobbled here and there. Noel he's in infirmary. He can't stay healthy. We barely play Grimes. We don't play McBride. Last year's team, to me, like I said, knew their roles, and Thibs made adjustments in the regular season. Yes, in the playoffs we didn't play well, but last year's team overachieved and knew who their roles were. We had a good system. And everyone did their part. This year's team, I'm not seeing the same pride. It's like the perimeter defense is trash. We give it back.
Not to cut you out though, but last year we had the identity of defense. You know what I'm saying? And this year, you know what I'm saying, we got you know the story. We got.
Well, let's shoot Bridgemore threes for what? We're not the Warriors. We're not the Suns. We're not. Come on, man. We're not even the Rockets of old, man.
Yeah, because we be like 1 for 11 and we still be popping trays. You know what I'm saying? That I don't get. You know what I'm saying? When we have RJ Barrett, which he has been doing a lot as of lately, getting to the cup and finishing, you know what I'm saying?
He's improving.
And and it's crazy though, because the way he finishes is in different ways, you know what I'm saying? It could be a high off the glass, you know what I'm saying, off the window, it's high off the window, his angles are better. It doesn't matter who's down there, whether it's a Valanciunas, a shot, or a shot blocker, you know what I'm saying? He kind of figures out their timing. As of lately, he's been doing that. He's been figuring out the timing, figuring out the angles, figuring out the angles on the glass, figuring out the touch when he releases it. But his shot has been off. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like just the last couple games. You know what I'm saying, where it was one of his strengths, where he was building up that momentum. He was finally hitting those trays.
Funny thing about this game. It's not even like this was a different Pelicans team. This was the same team that we beat in October, November. This was the same team.
November, around that.
Yo, we just got worse. We're a different team. We got worse.
Tell me about it. We were down 25 in the fourth quarter.
We beat they behind last time we played them. You know what I mean? We may have not blown them out, but we beat they behind.
So if my parents served.
Ironically, when we beat the Pelicans, we were 5-1 after that game. Ironically, huh?
Right. We was 5-1. That was our best. That was the best we looked. After that,
we just don't have chemistry this year. This team just doesn't fit, man. Last year's team, like I said, knew how to find a role. Hey, Spree, how you doing, man? I miss you, man.
Hey, Spree wants to hop in. Y'all got the link?
Come hop in, man. I'll unleash with you. I can't watch this team this year, man. It's like this year's team, man. It's like I really know. Look, before the year, I had us winning 45 games. I knew that we weren't not going to be as good as we were last year, but I didn't think we'd be this bad. I thought 45 wins. That's what I thought, 45 around that. But I didn't think it would be this bad. It's just that, yeah, man.
No, go ahead. I was laughing. Go ahead.
I had us at 45 wins before the year. Because I thought that even though I thought offense was a little bit better, I didn't know if I can trust, Kemba to stay healthy. I don't know. Kemba's a good player, but he's injury prone, like I said. And Fournier, I don't know why we signed Fournier. I wasn't a big move of the Fournier move. He's always been inconsistent. He was inconsistent in Orlando, inconsistent in Denver, inconsistent in Boston. This is Fournier. All right. I don't know, man. No.
So are you not a Fournier fan?
I mean, he's a good player, but I'm not a big fan of Fournier. No, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he fits on the roster. Do you guys think we should have kept? Do you guys think we should have kept Reggie Bullock? In your opinion, what do you believe?
What did you say, G Money?
Do you think we should have kept Reggie Bullock and gone for like a Terrence Ross or something like that? What do you think?
Nah, I don't think it mattered.
What did Bullock get from the Mavs? What was his
contract?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Because I don't want to overpay for Bullock, and I don't see Bullock as a
3-year, $31 million deal.
So he basically got Alec Burks contract deal.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No, I wouldn't have paid $10 million for a backup.
His contract now is another one. It's all right, but he was scoreless last night. I mean, I don't know, man. I can't.
Burks is a good player, but he's just inconsistent. That's what he is. He's a good player that can get hot in the fourth quarter, but sometimes, man, he can disappear sometimes.
But he's a role player playing out of position, playing multiple positions, you know what I'm saying? And when we needed him tonight, he came through, you know what I'm saying, and helped us out. So.
He was all right, man. I mean, he gave us something here and there, but yeah. But to me, the only Nick that I felt played the hardest was Mitchell Robinson. Because Mitchell Robinson tried everything he can this game. It's just that I felt someone else could have done something. I just felt that, man, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, do you think we're going to make a trade at the deadline? Because Cam Reddish, we don't know how Cam Reddish is going to look, though. Do you think we're going to make a trade at the deadline?
We don't know if, first of all, Cam Reddish isn't healthy. You know what I'm saying? And
that's my point.
And he hasn't been healthy, and we don't know what the chemistry is going to, like you mentioned, what it's going to look like with either the starting unit or the second unit. And the way Thibodeau is going right now, he's basically mixing and matching players and combinations of rotations, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what it looks like with Cam when he finally gets a chance to play. Is he going to play many minutes, or is it going to be limited minutes with certain players? I mean, is he going to get salute? What to do?
Salute.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested though. We didn't bring this cat in just not to get any run. So I want to, I would like to see him get some run with RJ. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see him get some run with that second unit. I think it'd be nice with the IQ Grimes. You take a Obi out the picture and you throw in a Cam Reddish and a Mitch. Whew. That lineup looks pretty deadly.
Yep. And juicy too. Oh, sorry, my fault. Watching the Pacer Warrior game. Yeah.
How was that game, G Money?
Indiana's only down by 1, which is crazy. They don't have Sabonis. They don't have Brogdon. They don't have LeVert. They don't have Warren. They don't have Turner. They're only down by 1 point in the third quarter, 3:51 to go. The game's on TNT.
Okay.
Yo, Spritty, you good today? You know what I'm saying? The other time we was on the other night, you looked like you was about to blow a gasket. You was like, whoo.
Oh, man. I'm just frustrated like all of us. I'm just frustrated. I mean, it's just everybody knows I like Julius as a person. I mean, last year he gave us a lot of joy for how he played the game. Mm-hmm. It's just and I don't forget things like that. Like some people just like, it does look fluky what he did, but that you give him credit when he played well. You give him his flowers. And I thought he could lead us to bring balance to the force, so to speak. And I just don't know. I question everything now, honestly. Yep. When you lose like this, it makes you question a lot of stuff. So,
yeah,
he just doesn't have anybody to hold him accountable. You know what I mean? Like, he's down and out. Who's the big brother? Who's the guy to grab him and put the hand on the shoulder and it's gonna be all right, big bro. Keep your head up. Let's keep it pushing. Like, there's nobody out there that's gonna lift him up when he's down.
I mean, that's a great point. I mean, I just think about when Carmelo was here, right? Okay. Carmelo in 2012, 2013 had his best year. And as good of a player as Carmelo was that year, why did he have such a good year? He had such a good year because he had a Jason Kidd in his ear telling him, this is where you need to go on the floor. Don't get that technical foul because it doesn't matter. You didn't get the call. So what? Just sprint back. Just don't get that. Don't create the unnecessary tech. It happens in the NBA. You should have got the call. Don't worry about it. Just lead us. You're the baddest dude on the planet. You can attack and get wherever you want on the floor if you're just engaged and have the right mindset. We don't have leadership on this team.
We have too many veterans that aren't outspoken. You know what I'm saying? Burks is quiet. Kemba's quiet. Rose is quiet. The only one that speaks his mind and gets rowdy and bad about it is old man Taz, and he ain't on the court all the time.
I mean, we don't start games the right way. We don't start second halves the right way. And to me, that's low IQ. It's lack of leadership. And The body language isn't good. I don't like that half of our shots today were threes. I mean, we got to be way more aggressive. Like
We're 9 for 38 from 3. That's horrible.
We're not the Golden State Warriors. We can't.
We're not even the Phoenix Suns from 3. The Suns shoot threes well too.
We can't come out and just play loose like we have enough talent. We're not that type of team. We have to be desperate. And then that's how you work your way in the game, because you show the other team, oh, I'm really scared of the Knicks tonight because they're attacking like crazy with RJ and Randall. That's how we have to be.
All our 3-point shooters are in the second unit and it showed tonight. You know what I'm saying? IQ was out there popping trays. Burks is a high percentage 3-point shooter, and so is Grimes at 40%. I mean, IQ is hot and cold depending on, him being hot or cold. He's pretty streaky. But as far as our other guys, Bully Ball Randall and Bully Ball Barrett, that's their strength. Get to the cup, get out my way. Once they decide to put their head down and go downhill, can't nobody stop Randall. I'm not gonna say nobody, but there's very limited people in the NBA that can.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think the offense isn't great. The mindset on offense isn't great. I don't know the plays they run a lot. They run a lot of screen and roll. I just think they settle a lot. I don't think everybody's in the right space. Sometimes it's clunky and they collide at times. Defensively, we just don't. We can guard in spurts and you turn it on and turn it off. We've shown we can do it for 3 games here, but that's not a good team. You can't do that. I know it's the NBA and there's talented players, but like when it comes to needing a stop, this team can't get that stop. They let it loose. So I've honestly, next game, Clippers game, depending on what happens in that game, I'll be honest, for me, I'm not trying. Everybody has their own opinion on what we should do, but if we come out kind of like this and we look like this, I do think we have to start selling and considering selling.
Yeah, but let me just piggyback off what you mentioned about us being not a good defensive team. Like, we have Mitchell Robinson, who's one of the most elite rim defenders in the NBA, and shot blockers. Then you have Julius Randle, who's top 5 in his position as a one-on-one defensive specialist. RJ Barrett, you saw kind of what he was doing tonight and what he's done on elite wings as far as the Jason Tatum's and the Browns. He's holding his own. He's guarded these elite wings. It's just the other positions. You know what I'm saying? It's the point guard position and I mean, it's not every if there's a weak link in the chain, it's gonna break. You know what I'm saying? You can't switch and allow it to hold together. And that's the problem that we're having. That's why Burks was playing the starting point guard for so long, because he has that 6'6" length where he can switch on other guards at his natural position. And when he has that advantage going against 6'3" point guards or 6-foot point guards, at least he has that length to go up against them. Now, is he a starting caliber point guard? No, we all know that, and that he's playing at a position that he needs to go back to the second unit. But we're just we're just ish out of luck. You know what I'm saying? We don't have anybody else to play at the point we have who we have. And we're either gonna live with Kemba, you know what I'm saying, scoring offensively, going off, or when he doesn't go off, he's gonna be that defensive liability.
I mean, my issue, I agree with you. I agree with you. If it's one guy, it makes everybody look bad. But my issue with Thibs is this, and I don't believe this franchise has not had any stability. I don't believe we fire him after, even regardless of what happens this year. I'm not for firing Thibs. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves another year. I think if you take a step back and think about, you can't just fire the coach every year. That's what you got to
bring the pieces in. Yeah, I'm tired of being that. I'm with you. I'm tired of being that team that has that revolving door of coaches, has the revolving door of players. Where, like you mentioned, we have to have that stability.
You got to get better coaches. That's all.
But I will say this:
like who? Like Derek Fisher? Bring Derek Fisher back. Bring Fizdale back. Bring Fizdale back.
No,
I didn't bring you guys up.
Don't do that to me. I'll just say this: my 3 biggest issue with Thibs are this, just really quick. I don't understand 3 things. First of all, Obi Toppin regardless of what you think of him right now as a player and what he can't do, he should still be playing more. Like, in my opinion, there's got to be a way you can find him more minutes on the floor. I realize he can't shoot the three. I understand it. But this team is so slow. Like, you need to open up the floor more and get fast-paced guys on the court. We look slow and old. Obi, to me, needs to get 20 minutes a night regardless. As a coach, you find a way to make it work. I'm not saying Obi's a great player. I don't know what he is. All I do know is he's going to fight like heck when he gets on the court, and that's what we need. IQ, to me, I think IQ should be playing more. Is IQ the perfect player? No. Does he take bad shots at times? Yes, but at least he can get in the paint and try to do things. Yes, he turns it over at times.
And hits his free throws.
Yeah, he hits his free throw. IQ, to me, has got to play more than the way he's been playing and Thibs has been using him. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. People can disagree. And then the last thing is, I don't think offensively Thibs is a great coach. I just don't. I think we're playing too simplistic. Like, yes, pick and roll. Everybody runs pick and roll in the NBA. Yeah, you can throw it into Randall, but like I don't see enough really. I'm not saying you need an innovative genius but I think we need to get way more advanced on offense. And so I think if Thibs does come back, we need to hire a better offensive mind. So that's where I'm at. And I get it. We don't have the players in certain spots. I get it. But those are my issues with Thibs. He's too stubborn. We got to find a way to get Toppin and quickly more on the floor. So I do agree with those people who have those criticisms of Thibs. But who knows?
You just got to. I'm with you though. You got to bring in the right players for Thibs to actually judge him on who he is. Same thing goes with Randall. Same thing goes with RJ. You can't judge these guys if they don't have the right pieces around them to be on the court with. You know, we don't.
True.
You know,
True.
So once that happens, we can say, all right, that didn't work. Now we can start pointing the fingers.
But subliminal, I'm not saying that just because Thibs ain't playing Obi 20 minutes, I'm not saying that's the reason that we're losing games and that Thibs is the reason. No, I'm just saying those are my criticisms as a team where we are as a franchise.
It just mix up the lineup.
I just think we should get more young blood in there. But in no way am I saying Thibs is the number one reason why we are where we are right now. I don't want to do that to him. I don't think that's fair.
Right. It's everybody's fault. In my opinion, it's everybody's fault. Everyone deserves some blame for what's going on, my belief. Because, like I said, last year's team had an identity. Even early in the season, we were 5-1. We knew how to close games out. Now, we're not protecting the home court. We lost 3 in a row. We just came off a good win in Atlanta. I know the Hawks have not been that good. I understand it. They've been bad. But we won, 8 out of the last 11 games? We have a 4-game homestand, right? To build off momentum, and you lose. Think about it. You virtually get blown out by the Hornets without LaMelo Ball and Kelly Oubre. Then you lose to the T-Wolves. Say what you want about the officiating, but we lose to the T-Wolves in that game. And then we get destroyed. I know we only lost by 11 points. I know the bench made a run, but for the most part, we were getting outplayed by a bad Pelicans team without Zion Williamson. Brandon Ingram gets hobbled, and we lose to a bad Pelicans team. And people keep saying, oh, but we're going to beat the Clippers without Paul George and Kawhi. It doesn't matter if they play or not. That doesn't matter. The same Clipper team beat the Nets early in the season in Brooklyn. So who knows? So and the way the Knicks are playing, who knows in that game? Maybe Zubac gets a career high the way we're playing. Maybe Reggie Jackson goes off. Maybe some Brandon Boston goes off in that game. I want to ask you, who was, like, even look at tonight for the Pelicans, who bowled out for New Orleans. Who the heck was Jose Alvarado going to this game? Who is he going to this game? I don't know, man. This team doesn't have chemistry, like you said, Spree. And to me, it's everybody's fault. Everyone deserves some blame into why we haven't been as successful compared to last year. Say, Obi card. And Obi Toppin, I mean, I want to ask you, do you think I like Obi Toppin, but do you see Obi having a real future in New York? Do you really see that, though? I don't think if Thibs, again, I'm not saying this is all Thibs. I'm not saying that. But as long as this is the coach, I don't see Obi Toppin blossoming like that. And Obi needs to work on his game, too, if we're being honest.
True.
He has no offensive game whatsoever.
Just athleticism.
Unless it's oops, you know what I'm saying?
He needs to be set up.
I mean, like that's what I was mentioning. Without Rose, his game has dropped significantly because he needs somebody to find him on those somebody to find him on those fast breaks, and that's why we have a slow pace, one of the slowest pace right now, because we don't have those transition points that Rose and Obi were getting us in the beginning of the year.
But like Obi on the right team, like to your point, G Money, like I think his value should still be like high on, because like he would be valuable for another team that has a really good guard play, like that likes to push. If he could ever develop he's still young, but like if he could ever develop that corner three, that would really change his value a lot. But I still think he's a good player. But to your point, I don't know how we use him with Randall. I'm not
going to work.
You got to find a way to make it work. That's the coach's job. But like, I don't know. And I'm not trying to hate on Thibs, but he clearly has not figured out how to make it work with both of them.
Right.
Because Obi doesn't play. I mean, how many minutes is Obi averaging on the year? 10 minutes?
No, that's not enough.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though how many minutes you're averaging. It matters what you do with those minutes while you're out there. You know what I'm saying?
Good point too.
If you're out there grabbing boards, if you're out there, diving after the rock, if you're out there getting assists, setting screens, cutting to the. I mean, he does cut to the basket. They're just not finding him. But there's other things that you could do. And like I mentioned tonight, when we needed those rebounds when we knew Mitchell Robinson wasn't going to hit those free throws, I was expecting Obi with that athleticism to go grab those boards, but Burks was the one that ended up snatching it and getting that extra.
You're right. I mean, there have been times Obi hasn't warranted more minutes. There's been times where he struggled. I remember the game where he started, actually, the Raptors game where Julius had COVID. But there's also been times where Obi's played really well, like early on in the year, and just because Julius is our starter, Julius came in when he looked awful in the last minutes of fourth quarters, where if you kept Obi in there, maybe we win. So it's just, I don't know.
Well, when
with this team, like every player, you can make an argument on this team has been inconsistent. We could go through every play.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, one guy.
And I want to throw this fun fact. TNT was supposed to show this game, but thank God they didn't show that game on TNT. The Pels and the Knicks. Thank God, because imagine this game was on national televised. That would have been horrible. What?
So the Pels aren't worth TNT. Knicks
I know.
Not even only sometimes the Knicks are.
So did you guys watch it on the MSG channel?
MSG.
Yeah.
MSG. That game. No, I'm saying is that TNT was supposed to show
really?
this game,
I didn't even know
but
that.
they flexed that game off for the Pacers and Warriors. And speaking of Indiana and Golden State, Indiana's actually tied right now in Golden State without Sabonis, Turner, Brogdon, LeVert.
Good for Indiana.
So are you guys expecting any moves to happen before the trade deadline, or you don't care?
Not really. If we make a move at this point, it's just we're forcing it. That's how I look at it. But
the season might be over by that time.
Everyone else is going to hate me for saying that, but I feel like we're forcing it at that point if we make a move.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. The season might be over.
There's not that many great guys out there, to be honest with you. There's guys that could fit, but not move the needle like you think. I mean,
would you trade Julius Randle for De'Aaron Fox straight up?
No.
Nah, I don't want to trade.
De'Aaron Fox can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't hit the three. He doesn't play defense. He is swiper to Fox. Don't get me wrong. He can get to the cup anytime he wants, and his midi game is all right. But
is there any situation where you would trade Julius, or you're keeping him?
I'm kind of on the fence with that. I like what you mentioned earlier. What he's done for us. You know, when nobody wanted to join the Knicks, he's the only one that came over here and joined the Knicks. You know, he took a pay cut for the team to bring players around him, which they haven't done. He made an all-star. Like, these are things that haven't been done in such a long period of time that I'm not ready to just throw Julius away.
It's very easy to come on here and after what we've seen and just say and I'm guilty of it too. There are times where I flip flop and say, man, I don't know if this guy, but sometimes I think we just got to let it ride out and hope that we can. I don't know. I really don't know what the franchise is going to do. I really don't know. it's going to be really interesting to see who they trade if they make any other moves.
And to me, and this is just me personally, people keep saying Ben Simmons. I'm not a fan of Ben Simmons. That's just me. Listen,
I'm not a fan of giving up the farm to bring in one player.
I'm not bringing it again. I know you can pass, defend, rebound, play all positions. I understand all that. But like I said, you can get shooters as much as you want around him. But if they don't hit shots in the playoffs and teams clog the paint with Ben Simmons, what's he going to do?
They had that feeling he couldn't do nothing.
And Philly was top 10 in shooting. They had shooting on that team. It's not like he didn't. And B can shoot when he wants to. Butler can hit threes when he wants to. Korkmaz can hit threes. Redick can hit threes. Maxey can hit threes when he wants to. George Hill can hit threes. It's not like he had shooting and couldn't win jack squat. People keep saying, oh, but Ben can guard 5 positions. That don't mean nothing. If you can't score the ball, then what does that mean? And think about this too, right? If the game is close, right, you're going to have a starting 5 of Ben at the 1, RJ at the 2, I'm going to put up a guess, Alec Burke at the 3, Rand at the 4, Mitch at the 5. And if the game is close, you have 4 bad free throw shooters at the line. We're going to struggle at the line.
We're terrible.
Ben Simmons is not the answer. And also,
we're a terrible.
And also, Ben is
mentally weak. Won't even be able to have him in the game at the end at that point.
I don't know if we could field a roster if we had Ben Simmons as far as free throw shooting.
If we had Ben Simmons, I'll start watching the Knicks for sure. If we had Ben, the dude is mentally weak, man. And people keep saying, oh, any player could change. Just because a player could change doesn't mean they will. The word could doesn't mean will. You get what I'm saying?
The Knicks is the heaviest jersey, and if he can't take the pressure in Philly, he definitely not going to take the pressure here.
That's my point. That's my point. So let go of the Ben Simmons hype. People need to understand that, man.
I want to bring in minimal moves. You know, I wanted to go after Jalen Brunson. Only the fact that are you okay with Jalen Brunson?
Yeah.
Why would the Mavs trade him though? That's my question.
They're going to lose him.
Contract.
They're not going to pay him.
They're not. I don't think so.
I don't think.
I mean, I like him.
I like Jalen Brunson.
He's not a superstar. He doesn't move the needle, but he does a lot of everything just good enough to keep us going. Just when Randall's not going, he can still keep the motor going.
I think his dad played here, right? His dad was on the team.
And he got some nice handles though. Like he could get to the cup anytime he wants at will. You know, he could do a nice little step back. He could, he's short, but just think of Kemba with defense. A little bit of defense. You know what I'm saying?
This is for Machiavelli in the chat. Yes, I like Emmanuel Quickly. That's my guy. He is fearless. I know people hate on Quickly because he does. Yeah, he takes some bad shots, but you know what? When you're down 25 points. I can afford him taking some heat checks because he's at least understanding me on my couch trying to get this thing back. He can't do a 25-point comeback by himself. It's not fair.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mentioned that before though. IQ is my favorite player just because from last year. Him being so fearless, like you mentioned, him talking to the refs, covering his mouth. How can I get a foul, ref? What can I do? And just those kind of things, changing this game from getting those calls, the Trae Young calls and the Stephen Curry calls where you kick your leg out or you bump into a player. Like he had to change his whole game this year. Not only that from shooting guard to point guard, but that's nor here nor there. But I just wanted to throw that out.
I don't want to trade IQ. I really don't.
Me neither. IQ is a young player.
I like him.
He's a good young player.
I mean, people hate on IQ. I understand. He's not the traditional point guard, but you can't tell me that he's not an effective NBA player.
He broke the record as a rookie in free throws, 94 out of 100. Like that tells you how strong your mentality is. You know what I'm saying? When the pressure's on, that you're not going to crack.
I agree.
Like Julius Randle.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying though, like we have good pieces. We have good pieces with Grimes. I like our core. I don't want to trade him unless it solidifies a starting spot. He's like Lemon Pepper Lou. He could be 6th man of the year at one day maybe, and that's kind of where I see him. That microwave scorer.
So Subliminal, let me ask you this, and to Cully and G Money, If you were ranking on our team, on our roster, who are the guys rank 1, 2, 3 that you think are you don't want to see leave?
One for me, RJ. I don't want to trade RJ. I understand RJ can be streaky sometimes, but he has good upside. He can attack the basket.
Agree.
He can hit the corner three. He needs to. He can hit the mid range. I just wish he used it a little bit more. But he's a good young player. My number 2, for me, IQ. I understand Quigley can be a chucker.
Both of them. Okay, good.
I understand chucker, but Quigley can pass Quigley sometimes can pass, and he can shoot the three, and he can hit the floater. My number 3.
Let's see if you get my 3. So far, you've gotten the first 2 that I agree with you. I ranked them the 2, but who would you say is 3?
The third one. Let me guess. Between Grimes or McBride, one of them. It's between Grimes and McBride, right?
I said
Grimes.
I think
Grimes
Grimes.
time. It's Grimes time.
I would go Grimes.
Optimus Grimes. Optimus Grimes.
Who's 4?
4. It's between for me too, because I don't want to trade Randall personally. I don't personally. For me, it's between Randall and also McBride. McBride has good upside too. Still a young player. Some things he needs to work on, but for me, McBride and also Randall. So
we see the roster the same way. Okay, good.
Yeah. Taj, I would not mind Taj coming back, but he is getting old. I mean, he tries his best, but he's getting old. He can only do so much, man.
Yeah, he's old.
Let me salute some cats in the chat. Machiavelli Wealthy, salute. Long Island Sound 1, salute. Kaiser Sosa 718, salute. IQJ, salute. He says, so overpay Brunson $20 million a year? Nah, bro. Let me just ask you this question. Would you rather have Noel's, Taj, and a guy at the end of the bench, or would you rather have Brunson? Because that money right there is where it could go to Brunson instead.
I'd rather have Brunson.
It doesn't matter how you use it. You know how the $20 where the $20 goes. It matters how you use it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what
I can't remember the last game Noel's played. It's been I don't even remember him playing. It's been a while.
Was it? It has to be after Christmas.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't remember when he played. He's the
here, then he's not. Then he plays.
He's probably just watching the Spider-Man movie.
Maybe. I don't know. Noel, to me, that sign.
Yeah, that was a good movie, though. I ain't even going front. I watched it with my kids.
Spider-Man.
It's like, hey, homies, what's going on? Hey, we stink this year. Nah, y'all don't need me. Y'all don't need me. I'm just gonna sit on my couch. That's Noel's man. Hey, y'all don't need me. I'll just sit on my couch and play some video games, man.
I mean, that signing hasn't panned out, unfortunately.
No, Noel was good last year. He was the blockness monster last year. And he was a good energy player. This year, he just hasn't been healthy, man. And when he was this year, I don't know, man.
I'm content with playing Jericho Sims over
I agree.
Noel's.
I think he should play
the
more.
fact that, he's less money. He's not even on his 2A yet because he's still playing in the G League. And once that's over with, you can bring him up. And then you got him, on the cheap for a couple years. So why not give that second unit with Jericho Sims, who's an athletic big as well, who's fundamentally sound on defense and offense. You know what I'm saying? He'll give you a pump fake. He'll take a dribble and he'll get to the rim. He won't go over the back with his athleticism. He plays within the game and he'll go out there and set screens. And if you have to switch on him on another player, he can hold his own.
Let me also ask you this, Subliminal. Do you see just speaking on the bigs, because you mentioned Sims, do you guys see Mitch being a future of this team?
I really like Mitch. I liked him when he joined our team. You never seen a center fall under the rim and go block a 3-point shot, and he blocked Ingram tonight out on the island solo.
Yeah,
so he's getting his athleticism back. He's losing his weight. He's getting back into conditioning. We know what Mitch is. Now, what kills me is you see him in like the last couple of games. He took Plumlee off the bounce, crossed him over, went and did a Euro step and yammed. Then another play, he tipped the ball in the air, went behind the back, and outlet it to somebody who was on a fast break. He could do those things. Why doesn't he do it much more?
Yeah, I wish him more of an offense game. We put the ball on the floor.
Like tonight, for instance, against the Valanciunas, I would have taken him out to the 3-point line and then took him off the bounce and got to the
off the dribble. Yeah,
easy. Valanciunas is big and slow.
Boogie into the rack, right?
He could have just ate all day.
We
long.
have this dance. You want to boogie oogie to the hole? Yeah, I get what you're saying, man.
I don't understand why they don't tell him to go ahead and do that. If you could do it once, if you could do something once on the basketball court, you could do it again. Whether you know it, like, because that was just off the rip. That was just muscle memory. He just went behind the back. Like, he didn't even think about it. He just did it.
Yeah.
So if you could do it once, then you could do it again. You just have to have that confidence inside you that tells you, turn it on. Let's go. And Obi did the same thing. Obi did a crossover behind the back spin and laid it off the glass in preseason, and you haven't seen it since.
I just think Mitch is too Mitch definitely has talent. Mitch definitely, like, of late has played really well. I just don't, and yeah, I understand he was coming back from his issues and he needed to work himself back in shape. I just don't know if he's going to be that consistent player.
I don't know if he's going to resign.
Yeah, and he may get too much money anyway.
Yeah, because then we can only offer him $55 million, and if you let him go, some young team like Sacramento, the Pistons, Houston, somebody with the young point guard that all they need is a rim runner to throw oops to. He's going to thrive out there.
He definitely has value. It's just he does frustrate me at times. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but especially with. But to be fair, he's never really played. Like, yeah, he's played in spurts, but he's never. And this is the problem with our team. Mitch has never really played with an elite point guard, ever.
True.
That's the point I'm trying to get at. Is if we have a point guard, I'm not saying it's going to unlock everybody. It just takes pressure off of everybody. It opens up lanes for RJ Randall to get to the cup and kick out, or the point guard can break the defense down and kick out to them while not being a defensive liability on the defensive side too. So that's all I'm trying to get at. But I'm not trying to overpay for anybody either. At the same time, I'm not trying to wait. Like, what are we waiting for? We waited for not everybody, but a lot of us waited on the end of free agency last year to get Lonzo Ball.
That didn't happen. He's a bull.
That didn't happen. We waited in free agency. We thought that was going to be the first pickup, was free agency. Go get a point guard. That didn't happen. Fournier was our point guard. We're like, oh, okay, definitely the draft. This is a point guard heavy draft. Let's go get our point guard now. What? Grimes? He's not a point guard. Okay, we're gonna get it with the next pick. We're gonna get the next pick. No, they drop back. They trade the pick. All right, we're gonna get it with the next pick after that. Oh, it's Roko Jokic and he's out overseas. All right, now we're gonna wait till the next pick after that in the second round to go get our point guard. By that time, that's not a starting caliber point guard you can just throw in. That's somebody that you have to groom, who is now in the G League. So why do we keep waiting when every team in the NBA has 1 or 2 or 3 point guards?
Wow. I'm going to give you an update. Pacers up 4 late with 5:34 to go in Golden State without virtually their roster. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all I'm trying to get at. Like,
I hear you, man. It's frustrating.
It's not.
I don't know.
It's not my job to pick up the phone and call, but they gotta pick up the phone and start making some calls on.
They gotta make calls, man. They gotta at least look. It's not my job as a fan. I know we do these shows, and I love coming on and like, at the end of the day, I'm hoping the Knicks are calling every team and looking at every scenario to get that next guy to, like, take this thing where it should be. That's their job, and they got to get it right. I mean, Leon Rose, he talk about the offseason moves, but we got to find a way to get this thing right, because I think we have some talent. We have some young, talented players on this team. We at least have a few guys, but we got to do more. And That's all I got, guys. I got to jump off.
When's the last time we've been able to say that though? That we actually have some young kids
It's been a while.
in the bullpen waiting to get their chance to play or waiting to get their moment.
It's been a while, but it takes patience too. Because so when RJ has a good week, we all get very excited about what he could be, but then he gets brought back to earth for a few bad games. That's just so we also got to realize, I don't know what RJ really will be. I think he is a good young player, but good young players have bad games. It's going to happen to everyone. So we can't go crazy when he puts up 30 and think, oh, he's a superstar. That's just not how it works. You got to there's a development.
We can't overreact. We got to be logical. We got to be reasonable. We can't have
the only body you can be unreasonable about is my God Burks, but that's all I got. I'm out.
All right,
guys.
you out? All right.
Yeah. It was good talking. Thank you for letting me get. I'm frustrated. I appreciate you giving me this platform.
Get it off your chest.
Hey, everyone, be safe. Mask up. Wash your hands. Salute to Blorange Tears, Uncle Freezy, Subliminal, Cully, G Money. You're my guys. Have a good night.
All right. Doors always open. Slide through anytime.
All right, man.
Take it easy, man.
What you got, Cully?
I gotta go to the city.
You out too, G?
All right, G Money. Slide through anytime. Appreciate it, bro.
You again, man.
All right, be safe.
I mean, I'm just pissed off, man. I mean, I don't even. That's the thing. I don't let it get me pissed off too much, because I try not to be I try not to get disappointed in the end. The Knicks, I don't know, man. Randall really disappointed me today, and I know I've been hard on Randall all season, but today he really that with the refs is come on, man. It's one thing when he went at the Timberwolves the other day. Okay, I was cheering for him. But it's at the same time, where was this in the playoffs? All this bullying and all this stuff. But I don't know, that stuff with the refs, man, it's going to cost us a lot, man. Knicks already have a bad reputation, man. He has to stop this, man. It's disappointing. The whole team was just trash tonight. And, it goes to show, at best, all we have is role players. Oh, shoot, just like the comment says. What did he say? We're waiting to sign another journeyman to come here and turn from a frog into a prince like we always do. Yeah, we always expect lightning in a bottle from journeyman, man. That has to stop, man. We have to build better. But that just
we're not getting no big fish, Cully. Ain't nobody coming to New York. You know what I'm saying?
I've been over that.
Everybody, even Kemba, you know what I'm saying, curbed us. He brought it up. He was like, oh yeah, I'm waiting for somebody else to join before I go over there. That's what it's gonna take. So in the meantime, we don't have no AAA, but if we have enough B players, then we can play like a college team. Everybody passes the ball around. Everybody sets screens.
And I'm okay with that. We need some rugged guys in here, man. Some energy guys. We need at least 2 energy guys, 1 or 2. And we probably need a guy like that on the wing. That's what we would need. A guy like that on the wing is good for a team because it just brings you so much toughness on the wing. It brings you so much toughness. But I'm on Cam. I'm not knocking Cam. But I'm okay with the B players. It's just that I don't like when they're a priority. But if that's what we can get, if we could just build the right way and not overpay the B players and just get ball movement in here and stuff like that, like a college team, I'm okay with that, man. We're not getting no stars. Stars is what you add on when you have young talent. That's how I look at it.
Right. They'll look at themselves and be like, oh, the Knicks is doing something now. All they need is me to go over there and join.
Right, for example, okay, I can give an example for the Bucks. The Bucks had Giannis all these years. He lost all these years. He never got he never was able to get to the finals like he wanted. Boom. But he's a top 5 player to a degree, top 5, top 10, whatever you want to call it. They went out, they flipped Eric Bledsoe to Drew Holiday, and that was the piece to the puzzle. That was a big piece. They already had Chris Middleton, who was Robin. He was kind of like a Robin.
Yeah, but he wasn't always Robin though. He was just a throw-in. He was just a throw-in in that trade. Middleton when he came from the Pistons.
From Detroit, yeah. When he came from yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so they had to build that chemistry for years. They had years to build that chemistry, you know what I'm saying? And it was only 1 year as a recent until Middleton got that all-star. But you're building the right way. You're building with the power forward and a shooting guard. Then they build chemistry. We have that right now with RJ and Randall. Now we need to start, bringing other pieces in to
Yeah,
You
this is
know,
what
they brought in the stretch five. They brought in a stretch five with the Brook Lopez.
Yeah, and that was just what I'm saying. Like, you go get vets. See, the Knicks will sign a guy like Brook Lopez and Drew Holiday and sign them to crazy contracts. And these are good players. Drew Holiday's a good player. I always like Drew Holiday. Good players, but you don't. Then again, I will say Holiday. I think he was worth his contract. So let me not say him, but a guy like Brook Lopez, role player, we would sign him for double what they signed him for. I'm pretty sure that's the mistake that the Knicks make. These are guys you add to already superstar talent. These are guys you add to that. You know what I'm saying? The Suns added Chris Paul. They already had Devin Booker, and once they added Chris Paul, the rest was history. They didn't win, but you see what they did with that team. They added the final piece, and it happened to be an aging superstar in Chris Paul, who probably might have 2 more years left. He still got.
That's what I'm trying to get at, Kelly, is that they saw their star in Giannis, and they built around him. What did Giannis need? He needed shooters, so they brought in Chris Middleton, who's a shooter, and they brought in the stretch five, who's a shooter, to clear the paint so Giannis can operate. Now, if we're building around RJ, that's kind of the same thing. We need shooters for RJ because RJ is a slasher. RJ needs the paint to be cleared so he can operate. You know, that's Bully Ball Barrett. So whether it's a and they started that with bringing in Reddish, but we still need to keep that going. That's not going to get us over the hump. We still need to start bringing in players like I mentioned before with a point guard or a stretch five. But this is a good step, though. I'm not mad, and I mentioned that in previous shows that was one of the spots I wanted to solidify was point guard, small forward, and a stretch five. You know, to give them room. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a stretch five. Look, Mitch is doing good. I just don't know if we're going to keep him though. But yeah, we still have time to make those moves. Let's clean up the mess that we made. You know, like if we're not going to use these players, and it already started with Knox. If we're not going to play these players, get rid of them.
Right.
For some value. For some value, though, or make it an even trade, something.
I don't know, and it makes me wonder. Not to cut you off, it makes me wonder if there is a standstill between Thibs and the front office, because I'm pretty sure they want him to play all the guys. I'm pretty sure they want something like that to happen. I mean, that's pretty much a good way to do it. You got dead weight, you flip it to the best you can. You flip it to the best piece you can get from another team, whether it's young, whether it's somebody athletic. If you can find some type of contribution from somebody, you flip that. But I don't know if that's a standstill between them wanting him to play some guys and see what he has, and just him being stubborn and saying no, he's not ready. I don't know where the standstill is. It seems like there might be some type of dysfunction. I don't know, between them and Thibs. So I'm just trying to figure it out. That's all. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I hear you. I'm not trying to climb into their mind and figure out why they're not on the same.
Not so much their mind. I just want to know the situation. I wish I could be a fly on the wall and just know what's the direction. Well, who wants what direction? Who wants what? I just
Well, I mean, it's kind of already set because they brought in Cam Reddish to build with RJ. They didn't bring in another vet to go with Randall. So
they might be looking. They might be looking for a timeline. Like Jalen Brunson fits, and so him and Fox might fit the timeline too.
They do. They're both like 24. So
yeah.
I mean, Julius is not that much older either, though. He's only 27, though.
27.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind. I mean, you have, if you're talking about vets, you technically have vets. It's just the contribution you get from them. You got Rose and Kimba. Those are point guard vets. You got Todd. I mean, those are guys Thibs likes. I mean, I don't know. They're not superstar vets, but they're vets, 48 is another vet. He's about the same age. He's just turned 28.
I just hope the next player that they bring in isn't so soft-spoken and speaks his mind and holds other people accountable. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all I'm getting at.
You said the next player or next coach? I'm sorry.
Next player. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we need guys. The whole guys. As I said, we need some energy guys, man. Some guys that don't take plays off on defense, man. Guys that always want to get after it. That's what we need. But
Yeah, where do we go from here? This is not looking too good right now. and it's only going to get worse if players start coming back. Noel gets healthy. Rose comes back. All those, Thibs, he's just going to play his vets. He's just going to play his starters. So now we're going to have these youngins back on the bench, not getting any run.
Right.
And then for what? Especially if we're not in the playoff race. If we don't make any moves and we're not in the playoff race, I'm going to be pissed if Thibs keeps playing these vets.
Right.
And not letting, McBride get some run and Jericho get some run. So I don't know. We'll see. We have a game on Sunday against the Clippers, right? So we have tomorrow and Saturday.
Saturday Clippers. Yep.
Oh, is it Saturday? I thought it was Sunday. Okay.
No, it's Saturday. No, I think it's Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday.
Yeah, so they got 2 days to regroup and kind of go back into the lab. And
that's my fault. So not to cut you off. That's another thing. If we can't regroup with 2 days off, we had games at home. If we can't regroup with 2 days off, there's something wrong. Let's just let's stop. Let's not ignore it. There's something wrong with this team.
Yeah, against another depleted, team.
And it's like we're depleted mentally, and we have some guys back.
Yeah,
that's already a disadvantage in its own regard,
Yeah, we'll see. Is that a home game?
Is that a what?
Is that a home game?
Yeah, the one against the Clippers, I believe so.
Yeah. Let me look real quick.
If I'm not mistaken, that should be a home game. Yeah, because it's a 4-game homestand. We lost 3 at home already.
Okay. Yeah. Then after that, we're on the road for the next 3 after that. So. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The only thing about that is, Thibs is just gonna play his guys. Yeah. I just wish he had a quick trigger. I just wish he had a quick trigger. Like, all right, he's not cooking. It's time to switch it up. He waits till his back's against the wall.
He waits till I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
The
25 makes me so mad.
25-point deficit. You know what I'm saying? 25-point deficit. Your main guy only has four points. Then you're gonna throw in everybody else in the fourth quarter after that. Come on now.
Yeah, I bet you he thinks he made a statement by keeping the starters out in that late game run. I bet you he thinks he did something. That's what I bet you he really thinks he did something with that late game, that late game change when the starters was on the bench at the end. As always, man, the bench has the energy. Guys are just hungry to get in. They're starving. Why does Thibs do that? I don't know. I have no idea.
Yo, y'all still rocking, man? I noticed we went over a little bit.
Oh,
I didn't want to just cut in and just smash it.
No, I'm
No,
still
you good.
up to you, Freeze.
Okay.
No, we good.
Okay. All right, y'all.
We'll go ahead and wrap it up.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it
All
up.
right.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody who joined us tonight. I'm saying next after party, go ahead and smash that like button on your way out, and we'll be back next Tuesday. Salute y'all. We out.
Salute.